What if I told you that the man who saw God face to face, the man who parted the Red Sea, made a mistake so big it cost him his lifelong dream? This is the story of Moses' biggest mistake. The scene is the desert of Zin. After 40 years of wandering, the Israelites are exhausted, dehydrated, and angry. They corner Moses, screaming for water. God gives Moses a very simple, very clear command. Find a specific rock, and in front of all the people, speak to it. God promised that if Moses spoke, water would flow out for everyone. But Moses was at his breaking point. He was fed up with the complaining. He gathers the people, but instead of speaking to the rock, he yells at them, "Listen, you rebels, must we bring you water out of this rock?" Notice his words, "Must we bring you water?" Then, fueled by his anger, Moses lifts his staff and strikes the rock. Once, twice, water gushes out and the people drink. It looks like a victory, but it was a catastrophic failure. God's judgment was instant and heartbreaking. He tells Moses, "Because you did not trust in me enough to honor me as holy in the sight of the Israelites, you will not bring this community into the land I give them." Just like that, Moses' 40-year mission was over. He would see the promised land, but never set foot in it. So what was the big deal? It was just a rock, right? The mistake was twofold. First, blatant disobedience. God said speak, but Moses, in his anger, used the same violent method he'd used 40 years earlier in Egypt. He relied on his own power, not God's word. Second, and more importantly, he misrepresented God. By striking the rock in anger, Moses made God look like an angry, impatient tyrant. But God's plan was to show his mercy to provide water through a gentle command. Moses stole that moment and put his own anger on display instead of God's holiness. The lesson for us is powerful. Our small acts of disobedience or moments of anger can misrepresent the character of God to a watching world. Moses, one of the greatest heroes of the faith, but this one moment reminds us that obedience and how we reflect God's character matters more than anything.